Hi, I'm State Representative Kelly Chambers from the 25th Legislative District. Here in the second week of the legislative session, things have started and they are off to a feverish pace. We are just in a 60-day session this year, but already here in week two, a lot has been done. First of all, we want to address the initiatives that have been submitted to the legislature. It's a bit of a process, but two of them have already been certified by the Secretary of State, and we've had some action this week already on those initiatives. The ones that have been submitted to the legislature are ones on public safety, allowing and restoring police pursuit. And then the second initiative that's already been certified by the Secretary of State is regarding the repealing the Climate Commitment Act. That's the one that has added 43 cents a gallon to your gas this year. We had some party line disagreement this week over how those initiatives should be handled. They were submitted by the Secretary of State's office to the legislature. There's a formal process for adopting them, and then we have to decide what we do at that point. Our state constitution says that initiatives shall take precedence over all other matters of the legislature. So we want to know, what does that really mean? And we don't have agreement on that. In our caucus, we think those initiatives should have been given an immediate public hearing. That's the process here in the legislature. Bills are submitted to the legislature and they get a committee hearing. We think these are very important topics. They're worth more public discussion and to allow people to weigh in and make their comments on those initiatives. The other party, the majority party, disagreed, and so they've not been scheduled for public hearings. As a result, we don't expect a lot of movement on those initiatives this legislative session, but we can assure you that they will be on the ballot this November, and we'll continue having this statewide conversation on what public safety really means. There are a number of problems across the state. We want to fix those things, and we think it's our responsibility as your representatives to address those issues, even in a short session. And we hear you. People all across the state have completed surveys and are weighing in that public safety is one of their #1 concerns. Part of that equation is allowing law enforcement to do their job, go after bad guys. They have to have all those tools at their disposal. That doesn't mean that pursuit, high-speed pursuit, any pursuit is appropriate in all situations, but we don't want to take that tool away from law enforcement because there are bad guys out there that do others harm. They hurt innocent victims, and we want to ensure that law enforcement has the tools that they need to do their job and take those folks off the street that mean to harm others. The other initiative that has been submitted to the legislature is 2117, which would repeal the Climate Commitment Act. You know this one, you've signed it. This is the one that has added, the Climate Commitment Act has added 43 cents a gallon to your gas bill each week. And 400,000 people across the state have said, gas is too expensive, I need something more affordable, and we think that ought to be addressed. This summer, when gas was over $5 a gallon, this was really a pinch in people's pockets, and it makes Washington more unaffordable, and it makes it more difficult for families to be able to afford their monthly and daily needs. You know, when I go to the gas pump and I see that the person before me only put $20 in their tank, I'm pretty sure it's not because they have a really small tank. It makes me think that that's all they have to put in their gas tank to get to the next payday or till they have some more cash to be able to fill their tank up. We hit #1, but we've been consistently at the top across the country, one of the top 2 or 3 states with the most expensive gas. So we know it's hurting people in their pocket, and that's what we ought to be addressing in this legislative session.